Mitchell. Thank you guys so much for coming aboard. I really appreciate it. P.S. Check it out. I'm only giving you guys exclusive. I'll make sure no numbers. P.S. 2023 Florida Sports Hall of Fame enshrinement is November 8th in Jacksonville. I don't believe it. I won't believe it until I'm there. I won't. Let me, in these last couple minutes here, let me go through this mock draft here. Najee Harris went in the first round. You know why, Callie, that Najee Harris went in the first round? Because Derrick Henry didn't. Thank you, Yale. I'll need it. So let me just reset here. I got a mock draft, and it's kind of different here. Okay, watch this. I got Bryce Young at 1, going to Carolina. C.J. Stroud going to the Houston Texans, 2. Anderson going to the Arizona Cardinals at 3. Will Levis going to Indianapolis at 4. I got Anthony Richardson going to Seattle at 5. Christian Gonzalez, the corner from Oregon, going to Detroit at 6. Jalen Carter falling to 7. He's the second best player in the draft. That's a steal for the Raiders. Total Raider type of pick, too. Think this guy's overdrafted, but it's on the board at 8. To Atlanta. 10 Robinson, 30 Branch. 62 Cam Smith. Like that kid. Tyree Wilson, Chicago, 9. They covered an end. I got Miles Murphy here. Man, if Miles Murphy is there at 10, I'm out. Miles Murphy? How he does a better job at finding free agent pass rushers than he does at drafting them. Why would you draft an edge rusher when your success has been in free agency or trades? I'm out of that pick. If Wilson or Carter are there, I might take them, but I need multiple picks. You know, it's funny. People keep bringing up the name, and I don't mean to disrespect the young man here. Jackson Smith, Jabba, is that how you say his name? Going to Tennessee, wide receiver. Eagles are not going to draft a wide receiver. They got their 2 guys. They're not going to draft a wideout. They're not. Tennessee needs one to replace AJ. The kid they got from Arkansas last year kind of hasn't happened, right? And Jigba? Okay, thank you. Quentin Johnson, wideout. I think that's a TCU kid. You're going to draft a quarterback, and Stroud, you're going to get him some help. I'm not drafting any wide receiver from TCU. I can't think of one that's ever played that's been a star. I can't think of one guy that's come out of that school where you went, man, that guy's a great wideout. I'm trying to think. Anybody? I know LaDainian Tomlinson came out of there as a running back, but I'm trying to think. Any wideout you can remember from TCU? Man, I don't know. Right? Plus, it's the Jalen Reagor factor. Skornowski at 13 to the Jets. If you're the Jets, do you move back up into the first 5 picks to get a quarterback? If you're the Jets, do you move up if you don't land Rodgers? Or do you go and get Lamar Jackson? I can't think Baltimore would want to trade him in the conference still. He's a big dude, man, that guy from Northwestern. Smart. I got the kid Paris Johnson going to New England, OT. They need help for Mac Jones. Brian Breezy, Green Bay, they need interior D-line help. Broderick Jones to the Washington Commanders, OT, continuing to build that O-line. Washington's going to be a very interesting football team. They're going to be interesting. Devon Witherspoon, 17 to Pitt. That's a perfect pick for Pittsburgh. You know why he's fallen? Because at 10, the Eagles were going to go corner. Well, they got both their corners back. They're pretty happy with them. And if they need anything, they'll go into the draft next year out of the SEC and get another corner next year. So that's why he's fallen like that. Went from 10 to 17. That's because they looked at the Eagles going, well, the Eagles would take the guy. Eagles aren't going to address that need, in my opinion, in the first pick, the 10th pick. Michael Mayer, the tight end, Detroit, they traded their tight end last year to Minnesota. Crazy move, but it worked out for both. Darnell Wright, offensive tackle, Buccaneers need massive help in the O-line. They need massive help at the quarterback position too. Lucas Van Ness, Seattle, edge rusher, perfect guy for Pete Carroll at 20. I don't know how to say this guy's name, but I've been watching tape on him. Siaki, Ika. LA Chargers, defensive line. They need help in the interior. 22, Zay Flowers, wideout, Baltimore. Man, Baltimore, wideout, that'll change if Lamar leaves. Because then they're going to get 2 1s. The question will be, do you get 2 1s in the upcoming draft? Or are they going to be spread out this year and next year? So that Baltimore needs a wideout for Lamar, but if Lamar's not there, I'm not getting a wideout. They need defensive help. Jordan Addison, Minnesota, wide receiver. Okay, so they're going to replace Adam Thielen with this guy, Addison. If I'm not mistaken, I think this Addison guy, didn't he win the Biletnikoff Award at Pitt? And then he transferred to Southern Cal. Is that the kid? He's a pretty good ball player. He's a pretty good ball player. I think that's the kid that was at Pittsburgh, won the Biletnikoff, and then he transferred to Southern Cal. Nolan Smith, guess where? Jacksonville. So Doug Peterson is going to have Walker and Nolan Smith as his edge rushers. Hey, man, they're building something pretty damn good down there in Jacksonville. They're going to run that division for the next decade. They're going to put Nolan Smith, on that Jaguar defense. Dude, the Jags are going to be a force. That's going to be a fun team to watch this year. They got here I am on March 29th. And in the last year, I've never talked more Jags football in my entire broadcasting career. I don't remember talking this much Jaguars. Playoffs, Doug Peterson. Doug's changed the entire environment there. I mean, Doug is putting together a Hall of Fame career. If he could duplicate what Andy Reid is doing in Kansas City, watch this. Was Andy a Hall of Fame quarterback on Hall of Fame coach on what he did in Philadelphia alone? No, he wasn't. Andy Reid was not a Hall of Fame coach based on what he did in Philly. He was not. He's not better than Marty Schottenheimer. Now he is. Now he is. Now he's won at multiple places. All these conference shit, man. Andy Reid makes a living in conference championship games. Well, here, Yale. You think Andy Reid's better than Mike Holmgren? You think Andy Reid's better than Mike Shanahan? All right. Khalif, can I see the Commanders trading for Lamar? I don't know until the sale is done. I don't know if they would take that kind of. I don't know. Andy Reid is better than Mike Holmgren? It's a pretty big statement. Deontay Banks, New York Giants, cornerback, 25. Dallas Cowboys, Bijan Robinson. Bijan to the Cowboys. Oh, Jesus. Oh, no. Bijan Robinson and Tony Pollard. They got a better running game than you. They got a better running game than the Eagles. Well, Jalen's also a running back, so. But the O-line in Philly's better. So that's probably not a fair statement. Tone says, I just thought about this. The AFC is already loaded with former first-round prospects. Burrow, Mahomes, Herbert, Jackson. Now, there's a strong chance Stroud, Richardson, and Young go there as well. Can you imagine of all those? Right, look at that. And I told you this, guys. It's a great comment, Tone. It's a great observation. I just told you guys this, too. Understand something. The NFC are all overachievers. The AFC has all these first-round guys on that side of the ball. Dak, Hurts, Cousins. Okay? All these guys, man, on the NFC side, man, are all like overachievers. Geno Smith. All overachievers. Will McDonald, Buffalo, edge rusher. Dalton Kincaid, Cincinnati, tight end. So they're going to have a tight end in the first round, and Higgins and Jamar Chase and Mixon in the backfield. Man, Cincinnati's going to be good. The defensive lineman from Pitt, Cansey, New Orleans. At 30, Eagles. Do you believe Brian Branch would be drafted at 30 by Philly? Or would you trade out of that down to 32, 33 out of the first and get him? He's going to go. Mazi Smith, D-line, Kansas City. Kansas City needs to get Young in the D-line. Would you take – I know, man. Dude, could you imagine putting that kid Branch in the secondary? I'd be pretty good with that. The Eagle Way, Washington State linebacker. Henley had 106 tackles. He had a late-round guy. Check this guy out. I will. I'll check this guy out. Guys, you guys were great today. I love the fact we kind of went off the reservation a little bit. We had our guy Rick Barry on. I got to post that too, man. I'm going to send it to the Miami Hurricane basketball with both of us doing to you, man. That was pretty awesome. Hey, thank you guys so much. You guys have been great. We appreciate it. Thank you so much, Tone. Thank you, Xander.